Rising from the calm waters of the Gulf of Tonkin lies one of Vietnam's most breathtaking natural masterpieces. In Episode 5, we covered Hue. In Episode 6, we will explore Halong Bay. Halong Bay, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, captures the soul of Southeast Asia. A place where stone and sea meet in quiet harmony. Each peak, a sentinel. Each channel, a story. Welcome to Halong Bay. A timeless wonder, shaped by eons, cherished by generations. Here, time slows to the rhythm of tide and wind, and the day begins with light on water. Stone remembers, water retells. Every dawn writes a new page. This is the gateway to a living legend. Halong Bay, Vietnam's timeless wonder. Located about 170 kilometers east of Hanoi, Halong Bay rests along Vietnam's northeastern coast. It spans over 1,500 square kilometers, a maritime gateway near Haiphong, where industry meets ancient geology. Nearly 2,000 limestone islands rise here, formed over hundreds of millions of years. Rain, river, and sea dissolved and sculpted this drowned karst landscape. Within, caverns bloom with stone forests shaped drop by drop. Emerald waterways thread a maze traveled for centuries. People and place move as one. From any vantage, the bay reveals more than the eye can hold. Stone arches whisper of ancient seas, and horizons invite exploration. Halong means descending dragon. Legend tells of a dragon that swept down from the heavens to defend Vietnam. With a mighty tail, it carved valleys and scattered jewels of stone. Myths echo in caverns, where whispers and water share the same voice. Stories guide journeys, protect voyages, and bind communities to the sea. Look closely, and the dragon still sleeps in stone. Nature gives form to imagination, and imagination, in turn, gives meaning to place. Halong Bay is both legend and reality, a tale told by wind and wave, a living myth at the heart of Vietnam. For centuries, life on Halong Bay has flowed with the tides, a rhythm dictated by the moon and the sea. Entire communities live on these floating villages, self-contained worlds bobbing gently atop the emerald waters. They are anchored not just to the seabed, but to a profound tradition of resilience and connection to the water itself. Here, the houses are painted in vibrant hues, each a testament to the family within, their lives interwoven with the constant gentle motion of the bay. Childhood is measured in knots and currents, in the feel of a fishing line and the language of the waves. From their earliest days, children learn to navigate this liquid landscape, where neighbors are just a paddle's length away. The day's work is a meditation. Nets are repaired with the patience of seasons, each stitch a prayer for a good catch. Conversations linger over strong, sweet tea and tide charts, the plans for tomorrow shaped by the wisdom of yesterday. Lessons in mathematics, history, and the ways of the world are carried on the breeze, mingling with the scent of salt and sea. Commerce moves by boat, quick and nimble, a floating marketplace of essentials and fresh-caught fish.
My father taught me these waters. His father taught him. The rocks are like old friends. They have names, stories. They guide us when the fog is thick and the way is unclear.
Work begins before the first hint of sunrise, a silent agreement with the bay. It ends only when the nets are full and the sea has given its share. This is a place of apprenticeship, where essential skills pass from hand to hand, generation to generation, ensuring the legacy of this unique way of life continues. At the end of the day, meals are a harbor where stories dock. The day's triumphs and challenges are shared over steaming bowls of rice and fish, strengthening the bonds of family. Small daily rituals stitch time together, grounding life in purpose and care. In a world of constant change, this deep-rooted sense of community is the anchor. It's a resilience born of interdependence, a quiet strength that echoes across the bay. On Halong Bay, belonging is spelled in light on water. Today, Halong Bay welcomes millions of visitors each year, a global audience drawn to its timeless allure. The traditional wooden junks of old now share the waters with modern, elegant vessels, each designed to offer a unique window into this legendary landscape. These elegant vessels trace ancient corridors of stone, gliding with a quiet grace that respects the tranquility of the bay. On board, the world slows down. The journey becomes less about a destination and more about the moments in between. Every turn reveals a new composition, a living postcard painted by light and water. Even your room becomes a moving gallery, where the artwork is a constantly shifting panorama of emerald and stone. To truly connect with the bay's spirit, you must meet it at water level. Eco-tours and kayaking bring travelers closer to nature's raw beauty, navigating through low-hanging grottos and secret lagoons inaccessible to larger boats. Here, silence amplifies the scenery. The gentle dip of a paddle is the only sound. Hidden coves, with their tiny, pristine beaches, invite unhurried pauses and a chance to feel the sand between your toes. Whether you seek a vigorous paddle or a gentle float, adventure scales to any pace. The bay's wonders extend deep within the limestone karsts. Inside Sungsot, or Surprise Cave, surprise waits in cathedral-sized chambers that unfold in a series of breathtaking reveals. Nearby, Tin Kung, the Heavenly Palace, reveals stone chandeliers and intricate draperies spun by millennia of dripping water. For a divine perspective, the climb to the summit of T-Top Island is essential. From here, the 360-degree panorama feels truly endless, a world of islands stretching to the horizon. Icons abound, like the famous Fighting Cock's Islet, each with its own story, its own place in the grand mythology of the bay.
We design low-impact routes, limit group sizes, and coordinate with rangers to protect sensitive areas. It's about managing the flow of people so the bay can breathe. We also run educational programs on waste reduction.
It's surreal, like sailing through a painting. The air, the light, everything feels calm. You feel a responsibility to leave it just as you found it. It's a privilege to be here.
This delicate balance between access and preservation is the core of modern tourism here. Sustainable practices ensure that wonder and responsibility go hand in hand, protecting this fragile ecosystem for generations to come. Luxury here means immersion, not excess. It's the taste of fresh, locally sourced seafood served on deck as the sun sets. Comfort pairs with contemplation, creating space for quiet reflection. And when night arrives, the bay turns celestial. Far from city lights, the stars blaze with an intensity rarely seen, mirrored in the dark, still water below. It is a modern journey through an ancient seascape, a voyage that connects us not only to nature, but to a deeper, more peaceful part of ourselves. Beyond the dramatic scenery, Halong Bay is a living sanctuary, a complex web of life woven into its limestone foundations. These ancient karsts shelter rare species and incredibly delicate habitats, from hidden lagoons to dense, jungle-clad slopes. Each island is a world unto itself, a haven for biodiversity. Here, sprawling mangrove forests act as the bay's vital nurseries, protecting coastlines and nurturing countless forms of life. Below the surface, vibrant coral reefs, though fragile, teem with activity, forming another critical layer of this rich marine ecosystem. Even on the sheer cliffs, tenacious plants find a foothold where stone meets air, painting the gray rock with strokes of green and color. But this entire ecosystem is fragile, and the pressures of the modern world mean that human impact is real and ever-present. In response, a powerful sense of stewardship is growing. Local initiatives rally residents and visitors alike, organizing cleanup drives to keep the waters clear of debris. Officially designated protected zones and rigorous monitoring programs now guard the most critical habitats, from breeding grounds to ancient coral gardens. With crucial support from UNESCO, conservation efforts have become a multifaceted strategy, spanning scientific research, community education, and the development of sustainable livelihoods for local people. On the water and on shore, a shift toward green energy is underway, as renewables like solar power help to reduce the bay's overall environmental footprint. For visitors, responsible travel is the key to protecting the very beauty we come to see. It begins with education, understanding our role in this delicate place. Simple, conscious choices, like refusing single-use plastics and respecting wildlife, add up to a monumental impact across millions of visits. Following guidelines on boat speed and access to sensitive areas gives the bay's wildlife the quiet and space it needs to thrive. When we tread lightly, the entire bay shines brighter. This collective effort of conservation ensures that the timeless beauty of Halong Bay endures, not just for the next tide, but for every generation yet to come. The flavors of Halong Bay are as rich as its scenery. Squid is a local star, tender and sweet from cold waters. Chamak, fried squid cake, crackles to perfection, crisp outside, springy inside, bright with citrus and herbs. At night, lamps lure squid to the surface. Fishing doubles as a memorable experience. Meals aboard junks turn the bay into a dining room under the stars. Simple ingredients, pure flavors, endless views. Cuisine and culture, seasoned by sea and sky. From market to table, Halong cuisine is hospitality you can taste. As the sun lowers, the bay exhales, boats drift home, and water turns to gold. Work rests, stories settle. Whether through myth, nature, or memory, Halong Bay slows time, a living poem carved by dragons and waves, its verses written in light and tide, and its chorus carried by wind across stone. May its beauty endure, and our care keep it so. Thank you for journeying through Halong Bay. Subscribe to our channel for more videos.